Good morning YouTube friends, this morning I'm going to be making a leek and potato soup, going for lunch at my mum's house, and I thought it'd be nice to take something over to have. So I've had a request to see a bit more of the food actually going into the Thermomix and some of the controls on the screen, where it's been pre-programmed on the computer chip. So I'm going to mix it up a bit with a bit of different filming today, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. Alright, first up, so this is the screen and it's got all the ingredients listed here that you need for the recipe, so you can get all those ready first. Then you press next and it's going to start telling you what you need to do. So first of all, it wants 300 grams of leeks to be put into the Thermomix. Okay, so I prepared some leeks earlier that I grew from my garden. I didn't have quite enough, so I chopped up a few onions to go in with it. So I'm just going to add those until the scales say 300 grams. Okay, that's lovely. Okay, so there's my leeks ready to go in the Thermomix. And now if we just have a look at the screen again and just press next, it's going to ask for a teaspoon of salt. So like I said before, you can grind up some salt to use, or you can use some pre-ground salt and measure out a teaspoon, but I think it's perfectly acceptable just to grind some salt in to your own desire. So next up, we're going to put the lid on the mixing bowl and we're going to start chopping up those leeks. Sorry about that, I seem to have misplaced my little piece of plastic. Oh, there it is. Sorry, they were in the washing up because I've been using the Thermomix all morning making pancakes and stuff for the kids. Right, okay, so now that's inserted, I'm going to have a look at the screen and it's basically going to show me how it's going to chop these leeks up. So it's going to be chopping them for 4 seconds and it's asking me to put the speed up to indicator number 5. That is now chopping up the leeks in 4 seconds. And we can see now what it's done to those leeks and onions. They are beautifully chopped in 4 seconds. I mean, you just couldn't do that yourself, could you? All right, so back to the main screen. See what it wants us to do next. Okay, so it's just telling us to scrape down the insides of the bowl just to make sure all the leeks are back in the main position. Okay, so you can do this with a number of different devices. Use a wooden spoon or a spatula. Okay, so that's done. Right, let's see what it's saying to do next. It literally is idiot proof with these stages. Okay, 30 grams of extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so I've got the olive oil here. I'm going to be pouring that in and hopefully you can see there it just going up on the scales. There we go, there's 30 grams. That's super simple. Sorry, there you go, 30 grams. Right, next it wants 30 grams of butter. I'm not quite sure what 30 grams of butter will, well, I know roughly what, because it has the 25 gram indicator, doesn't it, on the packets. But, sorry, 1 sec, I'm going to have to put this down. I need both my hands. Okay, that was a little bit over 30 grams, but now 30 grams of butter in there, and the scales are happy that there's 30 grams of butter. So we'll say next. So it wants us to put the lid back on the machine, like so. And then we just say, what do you want us to do next? Okay, so it's basically going to cook for 12 minutes. That's already pre-programmed at 120 degrees Celsius, and it wants it at speed 1, which is basically like a wooden spoon being turned really gently. Okay, so that is part 1 of making my leek potato soup recipe. So simple. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to basically go off now and play with the kids for 12 minutes, and I'll come back and do another video with stage 2. Okay, bye.